Ashtavakra Gita, Chapter 14, Tranquility, the silence that was always there. 13 chapters have passed. The student has become the master. The seeker has become the found. The bliss absolute has been sung, not as something to achieve, but as something to recognize. But there is one more quality to describe, the quality that contains all others. Today, the sage will speak of tranquility, the peace that needs no words, the silence that is the very substance of the self. Ashtavakra emerges from the darkness. He moves like the last star, fading, silent, beautiful. His crooked form seems to straighten in this pre-dawn light, as if tranquility itself has no shape.
The birds sing, king. They don't know why. They just sing.
Like the self. It doesn't know why it shines. It just shines.
Today I will speak of tranquility, the peace that is not the absence of noise, but the presence of silence. The calm that is not the opposite of storm, but the substance of both.
Speak, Gurudev. Let the words be like this dawn. Quiet, gentle, inevitable.
The first light touches the treetops. A bird takes flight, then another. The garden awakens without hurry, without effort.
Let me describe the one who has found true tranquility. He indeed has his recollections of worldly life extinguished, who becomes void-minded spontaneously, who thinks of sense objects only by chance, and who is, as it were, awake, though physically asleep.
Void-minded spontaneously, not by effort, not by practice, but naturally.
Most people try to empty the mind. They struggle, they fight, they suppress. But the mind they're trying to empty is the very thing doing the trying.
Like trying to wash blood with blood.
Exactly. But the one who has seen, really seen, becomes void-minded without trying. Not because they've destroyed thoughts, but because thoughts no longer matter.
A screen. Images pass. Beautiful, terrible, boring, exciting. The screen doesn't choose them, doesn't resist them, isn't changed by them.
Thinks of sense objects only by chance, not by seeking, not by avoiding. They come, they go, like clouds through the sky.
And awake though physically asleep. This is the paradox.
The body sleeps, the mind rests, but awareness is awake, always, not awake to something, just awake, like a lamp that burns whether anyone is there to see it or not.
The sun rises, the garden fills with light, butterflies appear, then disappear. Flowers open, then close. Everything comes, everything goes.
Now, a series of questions that answer themselves. When once the desires have melted away, where are my riches? Where are my friends? Where are the thieves in the form of sense objects? Nay, where are the scriptures and knowledge itself?
Where are my riches? They were never mine. They were just loaned, just borrowed, just passing through.
And friends?
Friends are reflections. When the ego dissolves, what is there to reflect? Love remains, but love without an owner, without a claim.
A mirror. When someone stands before it, a reflection appears. When they leave, only the mirror remains, clear, empty, ready.
And the thieves, sense objects that steal your peace.
How can they steal from one who owns nothing? How can they disturb one who is peace itself?
And scriptures, knowledge itself.
Scriptures are maps. When you've arrived, you don't carry the map. Knowledge is a pointer. When you've seen, you don't need the finger.
The palace in full morning light, busy, active, full of life. But from the garden, it seems like a painting. Beautiful, but not quite real.
Now the deepest freedom. As I have realized, the Supreme Self who is the witness and the Lord, the Purusha, and have become indifferent both to bondage and liberation, I now feel no anxiety for my emancipation.
Indifferent both to bondage and liberation. This will confuse many.
It will. They think liberation is the goal, the prize, the achievement.
But liberation is not something to get. It's something to recognize. And when recognized, even the desire for liberation falls away.
Like a man who stops seeking water when he realizes he's swimming in the ocean.
Fish in water. Does it seek water? It is water. It lives water. It breathes water. Seeking would be absurd.
Bondage was a dream. Liberation is waking from the dream. But the awakened one doesn't walk around saying, I am awake, I am awake. He just lives.
And you? No anxiety for emancipation?
From what would I be emancipated? From a dream I never really had? From a bondage that was never real? The question itself has dissolved.
The garden in full daylight. Everything visible, nothing hidden. And yet, the deepest truth remains invisible, like the space between leaves, like the silence between bird songs.
Now the final verse of this short chapter, perhaps the most important for those who will read these words. The different conditions of a wise man, who, devoid of any thoughts within, outwardly roams about at his own pleasure like a deluded man, can only be understood by those like him.
Like a deluded man. This is the danger and the beauty.
Explain.
To the world, the sage may look ordinary or even crazy. He doesn't follow rules. He doesn't seek approval. He doesn't explain himself. He just lives, freely, spontaneously, like a child.
And the deluded man?
Also lives freely, but out of ignorance, not wisdom. The difference is invisible to the outer eye. Only those who have tasted freedom can recognize it in another.
Two men laughing. One laughs from joy, one laughs from madness. The laugh sounds the same. Only the inner state differs.
So the sage cannot be judged by appearances?
Never. He may sit on a throne or beg in the street. He may speak eloquently or remain silent. He may follow tradition or break every rule. Only those who have seen can see.
And those who haven't?
They will judge, label, praise, or condemn. None of it touches the sage. He is like the sky. Clouds may praise or curse, but the sky remains.
4 oil lamps lit around the banyan tree, one for each verse of this chapter. Their flames barely visible in the morning light, but still burning, still present.
4 verses only, King. 4 verses that contain the essence of tranquility.
4 is enough. Truth doesn't need many words.
Let me name them for those who will come after. 1. The void-minded one. Thoughts only by chance. Awake in sleep. 2. When desires melt, where are riches, friends, scriptures, knowledge? All gone, all seen through. 3. Indifferent to bondage and liberation. No anxiety for emancipation. 4. the sage's state known only to the like-minded, invisible to the world.
4 verses, 1 peace, the tranquility that is the self.
The garden now fully awake, birds sing, bees hum, leaves rustle, and through it all a deep silence, not the absence of sound, but the presence of something that sound cannot disturb.
And now, King, beyond all verses, beyond all description, what is this tranquility?
It is not the opposite of agitation. It is not peace after storm. It is what was always here, even in the midst of storm.
Can it be described?
Only by those who know it, and they don't need description.
Then why speak at all?
For those who think they don't know it, for those who are searching for what they already are. The words are like fingers pointing to the moon, not the moon itself, but useful for those who haven't looked up.
The garden in full morning. The 4 lamps still burn, though their light is invisible in the sunlight. They burn not to be seen, just to burn, just to be what they are. Thus ends the 14th chapter of the Ashtavakra Gita. Tranquility has been described, not as something to achieve, but as something to recognize. The peace that needs no words, the silence that is the very substance of the self.
The different conditions of a wise man, devoid of thoughts within, roaming freely without, can only be understood by those like him. To others, he may seem mad or ordinary or strange, but to those who know, he is simply home.
And home is not a place. It is this peace that cannot be disturbed, this silence that contains all sounds, this tranquility that is your very nature.
One by one, the 4 lamps are gently extinguished, not needed now, their work done. The garden continues in sunlight, alive, beautiful, peaceful. 2 figures sit beneath the banyan tree. Not 2 really, just tranquility, aware of itself. Take a quiet moment and reflect. Right now, who is aware of these words? Who is aware of this moment? That awareness is your true nature. If this teaching resonated with you, consider supporting the channel by liking this video and subscribing for more explorations into advaita, meditation, and inner awakening. And in the comments below, share what insight touched you the most. Your reflections help this wisdom reach more seekers around the world. Thank you for watching. May peace, clarity, and awareness guide your path until the next video. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. End of chapter 14.